The Psychology of Money: 5 Brutal Truths No One Tells You. Before we dive in, stick around till the end, because I have one final game-changing lesson that could redefine how you see money forever. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. What if I told you a janitor, yes, a janitor, died with $8 million in his bank account? No inheritance, no lottery, just good money habits and the patience of a saint. That janitor? Ronald Read. And if that doesn't make you rethink everything you know about money, keep watching. Because today we're exposing 5 hard-hitting truths from the psychology of money. Truths that separate broke thinkers from wealthy ones. And truth number 5? It'll completely change how you see financial success. Stick around to the end because I've got one last game-changing lesson that will teach you how to turn liabilities into assets. Everyone wants to be rich, right? Driving exotic cars, jet-setting around the world, living in a house most people only see on Zillow. But here's the catch. Very few people are actually willing to pay the price to get there. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the stress, the uncertainty, the gut-wrenching volatility that comes with building real wealth. Look, everyone dreams of catching the next Amazon or Netflix before it skyrockets. Imagine turning a few $1,000s into millions. That's the dream, right? But let me ask you this. Could you stomach holding on to that investment while it tanks 80% in a year? Because that's exactly what happened to Amazon back in the dot-com bubble. Could you handle the doubt, the fear, the feeling that you made a huge mistake? Or would you panic sell, locking in a loss just before things turned around? See, most people are only playing the game when it's going up. They're looking for a quick win, a cheat code to riches. But the truth is, there are none. Building wealth is a long game, and it demands a certain level of mental toughness that most people just aren't willing to develop. So before you chase the next big thing, ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price not just in money, but in emotional resilience? Imagine this. You just landed your dream job and you're hit with a $2 million bonus. $2 million. You're on top of the world, right? You're set. At least, until you find out your coworker, the one who started the same day as you, got a $2.1 million bonus. Suddenly, those $2 million don't feel so life-changing anymore. In fact, you kind of feel cheated. Welcome to capitalism, my friends. It's a system designed to keep you wanting more, to dangle a bigger prize just out of reach. And the crazy thing is, this feeling of never enough doesn't magically disappear when you reach a certain income level. Even billionaires feel broke when they hang out with richer billionaires. Jeff Bezos, the richest man on the planet, probably looks at a trillionaire and feels a twinge of not enough. So here's the brutal truth. If you don't define what enough means for you, the game never ends. You'll spend your life chasing someone else's definition of success and never actually enjoying the fruits of your labor. Trust me, chasing money without an exit plan, without a clear understanding of why you're doing it, is a recipe for misery. We've all got that one friend or family member who seems to make the craziest financial decisions. They're hoarding cash under the mattress, going all in on meme stocks, or dumping their life savings into some obscure cryptocurrency. And you're sitting there thinking, what are they doing? But here's the thing. Money decisions always make sense to the person making them. See, everyone's relationship with money is shaped by their upbringing, their experiences, their fears. For example, studies have shown that low-income families tend to spend more on lottery tickets than the wealthy. Now that might seem reckless to some, but if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if saving feels impossible, a $2 lottery ticket buys you something money can't buy: hope. The lesson here? Stop assuming everyone should handle money like you. Stop judging people for making different choices, especially when you don't fully understand their context. And more importantly, stop taking financial advice from people who are living completely different lives than you. Let's be real, every major financial disaster in recent history, recessions, market crashes, even pandemics, were impossible to predict. Until they happened, right? And yet, every day, you've got so-called experts on TV, on YouTube, even on Twitter, claiming they can predict the future of the market. They'll tell you exactly when to buy, when to sell, and how to time the market perfectly. But here's a revolutionary idea. Stop trying to predict the future. You can't. Instead, prepare for it. Build an emergency fund that can cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. That way, when the unexpected happens, you're not forced to make desperate financial decisions. Next, diversify your assets. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across different asset classes like stocks, bonds, real estate, even alternative investments. This way, if one area of your portfolio is struggling, the others can help cushion the blow. Smart investors don't try to be geniuses. They just make sure they survive long enough to win. Let's do a little experiment. If I told you the market was going to crash next year, you'd probably believe me. I mean, it's happened before, right? But if I told you the market is actually going to keep growing, that things are looking up, you'd probably roll your eyes and call me naive. Here's the thing. Pessimism sounds smart. It feels urgent. It grabs your attention. And in a world saturated with bad news, it's easy to get caught up in the negativity bias. But here's the reality. The world and the stock market tend to go up over time. Think about it. Life expectancy is rising, innovation is accelerating, business growth is breaking records. The problem is, progress is slow, it's gradual, it's boring. Bad news, on the other hand, is instant. It's sensational. It gets clicks. And if you fall for the panic, if you let fear dictate your financial decisions, you'll miss out on the long-term gains that come from simply staying the course. This is the moment I told you to wait for. Most people are trapped in a cycle of debt and financial stress because they don't understand the difference between assets and liabilities. They think their house is an asset, but if it's costing you money every month in mortgage payments, property taxes, and maintenance, it's a liability. Rich people understand this difference. They flip the equation. Instead of buying expensive homes, they invest in income-generating properties. They turn liabilities, like cars, into money-making tools by renting them out on platforms like Turo. Assets put money in your pocket. Liabilities take money out. It's that simple. The secret to building wealth? Control your cash flow. Instead of spending every dollar you earn, start acquiring things that pay you back. And if you're wondering where to start, watch my next video, where I break down the easiest ways to build income-generating assets, even if you're starting from scratch. Hit like, subscribe to Broader View 5, and turn on notifications, because the best financial advice is the advice you actually use.